is your bucket list?
My bucket list is to go back to Puerto Rico, where I lived after college for a short period of time. It's been almost 30 years, and I really want to go back and see the island again.
The same thing that I wanted to do when I was 15, when I first went to this place. I'd like to move to Jerusalem. I'd like to live there even for a year before I died, just to experience all the things you can experience there, the art, the architectural digs, the culture, the food. I'd like to really learn how to speak Hebrew very, very well.
Love to
and I'd like
travel
to be there
more.
for a year.
Go to Greece when it's a little less dangerous. Travel Europe a little bit. Okay. What else? Love to see New Zealand. So travel is definitely on my bucket
First place I would
list.
go to right now would have to be India. I've always loved the culture, and there are some places there that are beautiful. The Taj Mahal. I'd love to see the Taj Mahal. I think I'd like to go back to Guatemala. I've been there a couple times already.
Kinds of things like travel and
But
see the world on it, and ones that are, that mean more to me are really living in places that would be really challenging to live in or make work in life.
When I was 20, I
like
don't
England,
think
I would really
ever
love to live in
thought
England.
about
and I'm hoping that'll
being
happen one
old.
day.
I thought about having a good time and about being with friends,
Like living in the moment.
living in the moment.
Do you regret living in the moment?
No, I
No.
enjoyed every minute of it. I had wonderful friends. I had a family that was not very supportive most of the time, but they were good people and they lived their own lives in decent ways.
It has
I
a
was
lot,
just very
and my
lucky
life has
always,
changed
mostly
since I
because
was
had good
20.
friends.
I think at that time I was probably focused more on getting through school and career and that kind of stuff.
I would have to say definitely. I think I have talked about either being a fashion designer for Vogue when I was just a child, and going to art school. I had planned to completely just be an artist and have my work in showrooms and have that be my career. And for a while, I went to college for business. That was, the wrong answer. Didn't exactly fit. So I kind of fell into art therapy and social work, and that was a right
To live
fit.
in Puerto
So
Rico.
It took me a while to get there.
I wanted to be exotic. Didn't know what I wanted to do for a career, even though I was finishing up my teaching degree. Didn't want to teach.
She became a teacher.
I did become a teacher. So my career found me.
I talk nicely to them and try and get them to come closer.
Is there anything you'd want to leave for people who don't know who you are and read about you?
When I was younger, I always thought that I had a very unique life because of the way I was raised and where I was raised. And I thought that it would make an interesting story as I've gotten older. I think it'd probably be not terribly interesting for other people. So if they can remember me as a good person, and then maybe
I feel like I would want it to just
That's all
read
I
something
really need.
about how I helped, like how I helped others, because that's kind of my life ambition, is just to be there for people that need it in those moments, and maybe there would be some research tied to that in some kind of special way at some point. I would like to research helping and like the best way to help others, but and that would be nice if that popped up in Google search. But I'm not exactly sure I'll get there one day. But even if it doesn't pop up in Google, I guess I'm hoping I'm achieving the helping part with or without the
Want to be
media.
a famous writer and have a book of collected poems that I put together from previous students. Now it's kind of lost its importance. I think I'd want under my name to be loving mother, loving daughter, caring teacher. Someone I would always like to leave my mark, but I don't know what my mark is. I would like something. I would like to have accomplished something that does last for the years, but I don't know what that is yet. I'm still searching for that.
That I made a difference, that reached them in a way that others couldn't, that I helped them to see something a little bit differently. Basically, that I made a difference in some people's lives, however small.
I would really
even if
want
they
them to
were
read
just
about the difference I've made.
little seeds
And,
that were planted.
I want to be like, I don't know how yet, but I really want to be like a pioneer in like hippotherapy.
I was
I just really want to
good at my
help
job,
people.
made an impact on people's lives, and helped people get through tough
I
times.
think I'd like to think that I made a difference. That I made a difference either in the lives of my children or my other children, which I consider my students. So, and you know what? I think I'm lucky enough that it's going to say that, because I really feel like that's what I get out of life every day, is that my job isn't my job. It's something I like to do.
An only
I come to
child
work
at the
because
age of
I love the kids I
15
work
who
with.
had a child of her own and succeeded and never gave up. Just knowing that I had a goal set out for myself and just doing what I needed to do and being the best mother I could to my child in the process of finishing my degree and school.
That I was a good daughter.
Work, all of it.
I was a good friend. That I made it to be, I mean, I'm not now, but I wanted to say I was a good wife, a good mother to my children, which I will one day have, a family of my own. I wanted to say I made a difference in everyone's lives that I've come across in any way. If I affected someone's life in a positive way, that's great.
When the time is right, I'll leave this place tonight. Just leave everything behind. This time to face my life. We'll tread a path across that gap. We'll slap back to a crack in time. Is anyone on the other side? Seeking you might find. So high, so low. I don't know where, but we got to.
Losing anxious feelings altogether and being brave enough to speak my mind whenever, I feel like it would probably be on the bucket list too.
You asked what
Probably
I'd
one
like
of
to
my
do for my
greatest
bucket list, and I have one major thing, and that's to do a documentary on a cousin who is the longest standing fire chief for volunteer fire department in the United States. And he's in a Mississippi River town on the in northeast Iowa. And his territory includes the river, and in the small town it also has a grain elevator that exploded one weekend when I was home visiting them after about 25 years ago.
Was anyone in the elevator?
Someone was very seriously injured who was, there were two people who were injured. One was in a truck that was being weighed because it was a corn storage elevator. And the other one was the person who was doing the weighing. And they were both very severely injured. They weren't killed, but they were very severely injured. And then as a fireman, though, he had to climb the elevator that was had burning corn in it that was smoldering that could have blown even more. Because the top that weighed, I think, about 13 tons was blown up and set aside on other elevators. And he had to climb up the elevator, which is about 150 feet, and check the fire and figure out how to put
I
it
die
in.
is have a showing of my photography. I've always wanted to have it hung on walls and have other people come and appreciate and see what I see and get
So
what I see.
my big bucket list item is that I would love to do the cruise around the world. I like the idea of I don't have to pack a bag and go from place to place. I can just kind of float from place to place. So I thought that would be really neat. I also have a stepdaughter and 2 children, and I think part of my bucket list is to also make sure that they're okay, taken care of, being there for their wedding and doing all those wonderful things with them.
Always to live in the moment and live fully in the moment. Enjoy each and every day as fully as possible.
To mine is just finding the joy in life and enjoying the simple things in your day. Everything from like breathing, like taking deep breaths and being able to breathe fresh air when some people can't, to enjoying like the things that they can find around them and the people around them, the company they keep. And beyond that, trying to figure it out, I feel like it just takes time. Like if you don't know, I feel like it will happen eventually, and just giving it the space and time for it to happen.
As much of the world as you can, meet as many people as you can, try as many different things as you can, because then you'll find your path.
Advice: live each day because that's what you're here to do. Live it and be happy. And try not to be morose, try not to be sad. Do your best to be stable and to do good.
When I say I'm searching, I don't mean I'm spending time trying to figure it out. I just don't know. It's kind of lost its importance. I think making the most of each day and living well now is what it's about. And I think many young people today get stuck on not knowing what they want for their futures, when if you make the most of each day and live in the moments, sometimes the future just falls into place.
I think that, and I'm going to quote Mother Teresa, there are no great acts, only small acts done with great kindness. I think if everybody just kind of did that whole pay it forward thing, just remember the person that was kind to them. I was listening to the radio the other day, and there was this woman who was talking about when she was down and out and kind of her cupboards were bare, and her neighbor went and bought her a month's worth of groceries, 6 or 7 bags, anything, just like a whole bunch of random stuff that she knew she liked. And when she went and knocked on her door and said, why did you do that for me? And she goes, I remember when I was down and out, someone did it for me. So all I ask is that you pay it forward. And here I am, driving and thought that what a wonderful thing. So I think that if every person on their bucket list can just kind of pay forward some kindness, I think we'd see all kinds of random acts of kindness happening probably all over the world.
I float.